Hi everyone, my name is Shahrid Khairi bin Abdul Syukur and I am teaching architecture at Politeknik Sultan Idris Shah, Selangor. Many architecture students have a difficulty in getting a good understanding of site analysis in architectural design. Some of them thought it was a very painful task to be done. If you feel the same way, stay tuned. Keep watching because I'm going to explain the objectives and process of making site analysis in the easiest way for you to understand better. Site analysis is an analytical process which is mostly represented in a graphical sketch. The objective of doing site analysis is to provide an understanding of the proposed site in terms of its context, constraints and opportunities. In architecture, the context includes everything from the physical conditions of a site to its socio-cultural conditions. We can see here are some examples of the site analysis, which is the output is not only limited in form of presentation board, but also being produced and present in animation, video presentation, model study and so on. All of the creativity works in presenting the site analysis aims to deliver the important information about the selected site. There are three types of data to collect and analyze during a site analysis that we will consider one at a time. The best analysis consider all three. These include macro, micro, hard data and soft data. Macro is referring to the large scale including the full site and immediate surrounds of all site, while micro represents a small within a site including the qualities and characteristics of individual objects and elements. Hard data refer to the condition that exists regardless of human interaction with the site. These things are objective because they are what they are and they exist without us observing or experiencing them. Soft data refer to the condition or situation that exists because of human interaction with the site. These things are subjective because they can change over time and only exist because humans are there to create, interact with or experience these things. Most of these are sensory and relate to what humans can see, hear, smell, taste, touch and how a human experiences the site. Before we visit the site, there is a lot of information that we can gain from a desktop study to obtain as much existing information and documents about the site, adjacent and immediate surroundings. Once on the site, we will need to verify the information, documents and research we have obtained during the desktop research and identify any incorrect or conflicting information or condition. Bear in mind, we will also need to record all the other existing conditions. We are encouraged to stay on the site for a length of time to observe changes in a climate or subjective data such as movement and pedestrian use of the site. There is several elements of information categories of site analysis consists of: first, location; second, neighborhood context; third, size and zoning; fourth, legal information; fifth, natural physical features; sixth, man-made features; 7, circulation; 8, utilities; 9, climate; 10, sensory and 11, human and cultural. Location is the place or position that something is. We need to take into about geographical site location details, the lot numbers, the road names, address, major landmarks, current context such as an existing buildings, car park and roads. For neighborhood context, we must consider previous use of the site and how that could impact the current condition. Observe and research on the significant buildings, structure, materials, spaces and landmarks in the local area include an annotated visual or photographic representation. Then, we need to obtain zoning plans or documents. Determine the zone of the site under local authorities and the allowance of restriction for development and building under this zoning. Later, we can determine the size, dimensions, angle, shape and proportion of the site. While doing the site analysis, we also need to know the legal status of the site, including ownership, rights and access, especially to identify any legal overlays that give another permission to use the site or to prevent the owner from accessing the building on any part of the site. Under the natural physical condition and features, we are required to attain any existing surveys and confirm the accuracy of contours, levels, above sea level, gradients and also slopes, and the existing terrain. Note that some of these may be natural or artificial. After that, we should identify the vegetation and different species on the site, including trees, shrubs, flowers and grasses, and also individual vegetation height, canopy width and the root coverage. Also identify any animal, bird or insect species of significance and the requirement and obligation to these species. Instead of just observing the natural material, texture, color and pattern of the natural environment in and around the site, we need to start think and discuss about the quality and characteristic which need to be retained, removed or improved. We need to observe the artificial or human-made conditions, elements or features existing on the site such as building, structure, road and curbs, footpaths, ground surface and materials, street furniture, texture, color and pattern that exist either on or off the site. Another crucial thing to obtain is the access and movement of the circulation such as the different entry, exit, movement, paths across the site and their relations or interaction with one another for people, vehicles, animals and public transport links. Most important things is we need to observe the external or adjacent footpaths and informal circulation and the entry, exit or circulation paths for people or pedestrians around the site. The utilities and infrastructure are related to the extent of above and below ground infrastructure and utility access adjacent, around, through and on the site. Identify the different suppliers and obtain their document for the site and immediate surroundings such as sewer, water, gas, electricity, communication and firefighting components. One of the interesting items in site analysis is climate factors which relate to the weather, site's orientation, solar path, solar gain and shadow. Best practice is gather all climatic information such as rainfall, precipitation, temperature, wind and all considered during different times of the year. For the view and sensory related to the ability to see something or be seen from a particular place, this may require longer walks and analysis in the surrounding area. We should consider views in and views out. The last element is cultural significance, which is anything significant about the site in terms of the ideas, customs and social behaviors of particular people or local group of society. Remember, the design process is not linear. By this stage, we should also develop a good understanding on the brief, users and the activities program for the project, start to develop the preliminary concept idea in parallel to finalizing our site analysis. We are required to provide a summary or a report in form of site analysis presentation. Make sure to leave out the things that are not relevant to our submission and just present required information related to the project. The process of architectural site analysis also play a supporting roles in the schematic design or programming phase. A properly conducted research helps reflect the community needs where the project is to be undertaken. I wish you all the best for your site analysis and design process.